All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the bike body training component of stage one. It's Dr. Tim Wu, SoCal Bike PT. What's up, glute dopers? Real quick, here's what we're going to talk about right now. We're going to talk about the bike body journey. All right, so you hear me use the words bike body all the time, and I kind of made that up to describe the body, the human body that tends to evolve after riding bikes for a long time. You have a bike body, so you have a beach body, or you have like a weightlifter's body or a runner's body. No, man, we got bike bodies. So I want to talk about a bit of the journey that your bike body's typically gone through. You may fall somewhere on this journey. In all my years of working with bike riders, treating bike riders as a PT, I've seen this story, this journey, and I'm going to tell it right now so that you can kind of relate to some point on this journey that you fall into. You ready to go along with me? Awesome. So let's start way at the beginning. All right. So depending on who you ask, how old is human beings, like our species, Homo sapiens, like how old? Depending on like whatever fossil record you look at or whatever, it's something like 200,000 years old or something like that. It's a long time. All right. We've been roaming this earth for a long time. Not compared to the age of the earth, but we've been around a while. Pretty cool, right? Now the bicycle, the chain-driven bicycle, wheel about the same size, relatively the same frame we see now. Like, when did that come around? Do you know? Like roughly? Yeah, that's right. Like, I call it like I'll call it 1850s, plus or minus like 10 years. All right. So we have 1850. It's 2019 basically. So not that long ago compared to how old the human body relatively is, right? So keep that in mind. You are not designed, you did not come out of the womb ready to clip in and go ride bikes. Sorry. So now, as a human being, when you get on ride and start riding bikes, how does this typically work? You or me or someone, when I worked at a bike shop, someone comes in, they say, hey, I want to buy that bike. Awesome. I ride it now. I'm a cyclist. Done. There's no like transition from being like someone that just walks this earth to being like, let's get your body ready to go ride this machine that we invented like not that long ago. So you see a bit of the disconnect there. So when we ride bikes for a long time, adaptations take place, meaning you're going to start riding this thing, this bicycle, and adaptations are going to start to occur. Your heart's going to be a little stronger, you're going to start to get a little skinnier, and those are cool things, right? Those are good adaptations. What tends to happen is some kind of like not so great adaptations, meaning our human body was designed to like walk and run and squat and jump and crawl and all these kind of like primal movements. It was not designed to ride the bike. So you ride bikes for a long time, you start to develop a bike body. Make sense? Yeah, so because the bike is so dominant on very specific muscle groups, we start to get some imbalances that occur over time that are just the natural progression of bike riding. So here's kind of the journey I've seen a lot of people go through, especially in road cycling. It also falls in mountain bikes and whatever. If you start riding bikes over a period of time, that's what happens. So you get the bike, you start riding consistently. You don't yet have the cardiovascular endurance to go ride for a long time, which sucks because you want to ride farther, but it's good because your body, like in a physical state, hasn't yet caught up to that we ride bikes all the time. So it takes maybe about a year to 2 years. All right. So that first kind of journey block is like 1 to 2 years in, we start to see the first couple problems arise. This is like a good percentage of the patients I see at my clinic. They've been riding for 1 to 2 years, meaning they started riding. They started getting capable of doing anywhere from like 4 to 8 hours a week. They start to work up to like their first 50 miles of riding. Maybe they do their first century within those first 2 years. And then they realize, wow, stuff starts to kind of hurt. I start to get pain. I either hit a plateau, I don't get any better. Like something starts to happen on it. I've been there. All right, so for me, it's my right knee. That's part of the bike body journey. So then the second phase of the kind of bike body journey is like, all right, I have this issue. Now I want to do something about it. And there's a couple ways to go through that. Some people they hit this point where they get a problem about 1-2 years in, and they just stop bike riding. You like sell that thing on the internet. They're like, good, I used to bike ride, started to hurt, I'm gone. Hopefully that's not you. You're still riding, and you're probably in the second category of the bike body journey. The ones that roughly the like 2+ years, you start to realize, all right, I gotta make some different changes here. I gotta change my training volume. I gotta like ride a little bit less and kind of like do some off the bike stuff I don't really know. That like 2 to roughly almost like 4 or 5 years in of when I see people have been riding, they've had that moment where they started riding a bunch and started to have some problems, but then they're like somehow either like powered through it or like got a little bit of help, but it was kind of okay. And they've made it through there and they figured out what works for them. All right. They've either gotten a bike fit finally, or like they've gone and gotten some PT, or they've started to do a little bit of off the bike work, but it didn't really serve them very well because it was like some random CrossFit gym or something. It wasn't very cycling specific. They got really good at doing, clean and jerks, but it didn't really help them with their like cycling knee pain. That may be you in that group. I've seen that group. Then there's kind of like also within there beyond that journey, people have been riding kind of like 5+ years. If they haven't gone in and kind of solved some of these problems, they're just like, all right, well, I just deal with it. I either like take some Tylenol all the time, or like I just limit myself to a certain level of riding. So for example, they'll be like, all right, I have a couple riders where they're like, if I ride X amount a week, maybe certain miles or hours, anything under that I can tolerate, and that's fine. But as soon as I go over that like 10 hours or 200 miles or whatever threshold that is, something happens. Like it hurts, I have to take a couple days off the bike, and they get in this cycle. So people kind of in this range here, they get in this cycle. This is my little diagram for cycle of like, I'm okay, I'm good, and then I'm kind of bad. And then I'm good, and then I'm bad, and I'm good, and I'm bad. It's kind of cycle through here. But they all operate below this threshold of kind of ability, all right? They reach that, they have a glass ceiling in their ability as a cyclist, and they don't know how to break through it. They just really don't. And a lot of times, these riders, they just sit below that ceiling forever. Or the ceiling gets like slightly better, but as a rider, they're so fragile that they barely go above that, and bam, something derails them. Back gives out. I have one of my friends, they're like, every year my back just goes out because I ride just a little bit over. And I'm like, oh, that's not really like what's going on. You can fix that. Let's work on that. That's kind of the bike body journey. Make sense? So in summary so far, human beings, old, not for the earth, but old for us. The bike, relatively new invention. The bike, perfectly engineered and symmetrical, like by a computer. You, not perfectly symmetrical, all right? So we have a conundrum there. We're going to match these two together. There has to be some work that goes in to making that fit very well, both with bike fit, matching the machine, my bike's right here, the machine to me, but also me doing my due diligence to strengthen up everything and knowing how to keep my bike body, see what I did there? My bike body able to ride the bikes all the years and not get stuck in this weird little cycle all the time, okay? So keep that in mind. This is part of the knowledge base, all right? Just because you weren't designed to ride bikes doesn't mean you can't manipulate your body's ability to do so. You just got to know what to do, how to figure out what the stuff needs to do, to yourself, assess how to put that right stimulus on your body to adapt, and then get out of this cycle, erase that, get out of that cycle, and just increase it up, and reach your true potential. And that's what glute dopers know how to do. We don't get stuck in that cycle and blame other bullshit. We know how to get out of that and rise up and reach our full potential. So, stage 1, bike body journey complete. See you tomorrow. Stage 2, good job. Get all the knowledge, get all the power. Welcome to the Glute Doper gang. Let's go.